Have you ever wondered if the simple drinks you enjoy every day could actually be shaping the future of your heart? Imagine this: decades ago, you probably paid little attention to what you drank. Perhaps it was a cold soda after mowing the lawn, a glass of sweet tea at family gatherings, or your morning coffee with extra cream and sugar. It all felt so harmless, almost comforting, woven into the fabric of your daily routine. But as the years pass, what once seemed like small, innocent choices start to add up. For many Americans over 60, those same drinks have quietly become a part of life, a habit that no one questions. But here's a truth I've seen over and over again as a heart doctor: these everyday beverages can either become your heart's silent protector or its most dangerous enemy. When I think back to some of my longtime patients, men and women who never missed their morning fruit juice or their evening glass of wine, I remember the heartbreak of watching their heart health slowly unravel, not because of one bad meal or a single stressful day, but because of the drinks they trusted to bring them comfort. We grow up hearing about eating well and exercising more, but we rarely pause to ask if what we're pouring into our cups each day could be making all the difference between a strong heart and a fragile one. In my years of research and practice, I've learned that it's often not the big things that put us at risk. It's the little daily habits that go unnoticed. And of all the habits, what you drink is one of the most overlooked yet powerful factors shaping your heart's future. Today, I want to share with you the hidden truth about what's in your glass, because every sip truly matters more than you might think. It's so easy, especially as we get older, to focus our energy on the things everyone talks about: what we eat, which medications we take, how much we exercise each week. These are the pillars of good health that doctors, friends, and the media remind us about again and again. I've lost count of the number of times a patient has sat across from me, confidently listing off their healthy food choices, how diligently they take their prescriptions, and the miles they log on their morning walks. But then, almost as an afterthought, they'll mention that they've always loved having a tall glass of orange juice with breakfast, a sweetened coffee drink to get through the afternoon, or a couple of cans of soda during the day. These small admissions may seem trivial, but as a cardiologist and researcher who's spent decades studying the intricate ways our hearts respond to the world, I know that the drinks we consume every day are far from harmless background noise. They're often the missing piece of the puzzle. The problem is that the world doesn't warn us enough about what's hidden in our cups. Our attention is pulled toward the food on our plates, the pills in our organizers, the steps on our fitness trackers, while the silent sugars, stimulants, and chemicals in our beverages quietly build up day after day, year after year. The truth is, I have witnessed the subtle but devastating effects these drinks can have on even the healthiest, most disciplined seniors, those who do everything else right, yet still end up battling heart disease, high blood pressure, or dangerous arrhythmias, simply because no one ever told them that what they drink matters just as much, if not more, than what they eat. I believe it's time to shine a light on these overlooked dangers, to give every senior the knowledge they deserve to make choices that truly protect their hearts, not just with food or medicine, but with every single sip. Most people would never suspect that some of the most dangerous threats to their heart health are hiding right in plain sight, camouflaged as the beverages they reach for every single day. In fact, when you ask the average person to list what they believe is harmful for their heart, they might mention fried foods, too much salt, or a lack of exercise, but very few will think of what's in their glass or mug. This is exactly why I feel such a deep responsibility, not just as a doctor, but as someone who has walked with patients through both triumph and tragedy, to pull back the curtain and reveal what so often goes unnoticed. Over years of practice and research, I have seen it time and again: men and women who are cautious with every meal, who try their best to follow their doctor's advice, who worry over every prescription, yet quietly undermine all that effort simply by choosing the wrong drink day after day. It's not the obvious dangers that catch us off guard. It's the ones that become woven into our routine, accepted as normal or even healthy, like a glass of juice in the morning, a refreshing soda at lunch, or that seemingly innocent sweet tea in the afternoon. The truth is, these drinks can be far more damaging than anyone realizes, especially for those of us over 60 whose hearts have already worked so hard for so many years. That's why today I want to walk you through 8 of the most overlooked yet dangerous daily drinks. Each one might surprise you, and each has the potential to silently undermine your heart's strength, even if the rest of your lifestyle seems perfect. As we explore this list together, I invite you to keep an open mind. You may find that what you never questioned before is actually the very thing putting your heart at risk. This isn't about fear, but about empowering you with the knowledge to make choices that truly honor the years you've worked to protect your health. As we begin this journey through the 8 most dangerous daily drinks, I want you to know that this isn't just another list you'll hear and forget. It's a wake-up call grounded in real lives, real consequences, and the power of choices that seem small but carry enormous weight over time. What makes this countdown so urgent is that the further we go, the greater the risk becomes, not just in theory, but in the stories I've witnessed firsthand in my decades as a heart doctor. The number one drink on this list isn't just bad. It is, in my professional experience, the most silent and underestimated threat to seniors' heart health that I have ever encountered. It's a drink so widely accepted, so cleverly marketed, and so deeply woven into American habits that even experienced doctors and nutritionists are sometimes taken aback by the damage it causes. In my own practice, I have seen patients who thought they were doing everything right, careful with their meals, staying active, and checking their blood pressure, yet still ended up in the hospital because of this one seemingly harmless beverage. The truth is, it's not the drinks we fear that hurt us most, but the ones we never question, the ones that slip past our guard while we focus on more obvious dangers. That's why I urge you from the very start to follow along closely and keep an open mind as we count down to the number one drink. It may surprise you, it may challenge what you've always believed, and it may be the one simple change that finally gives your heart the protection it has needed all these years. Your health, your future, and your peace of mind are worth the extra attention because sometimes the greatest dangers are hiding in plain sight, just waiting for us to see them for what they truly are. So stay with me right up to the very end, and together we'll uncover the truth that could change everything for your heart. Let's take a closer look one by one at these drinks that so often hide in plain sight, quietly affecting your heart's well-being in ways you may never have imagined. Each beverage on this list is more than just a familiar habit. It represents a web of risks uniquely dangerous for people over 60 whose bodies and hearts have already weathered decades of hard work. Take energy drinks, for instance. They promise a burst of vitality, yet they're loaded with excessive caffeine, sugar, and artificial stimulants that can push a senior's heart rate into unsafe territory, trigger irregular heartbeats, and send blood pressure soaring, especially in those already taking heart medications. Then there's fruit juice, innocent on the surface, but a glass can pack more sugar than a can of soda, flooding your system and driving up blood sugar, belly fat, and artery damage, all while hiding behind a label of health. Soda, both regular and diet, is a silent saboteur, either full of sugar that fuels weight gain and inflammation, or packed with artificial sweeteners that may be just as harmful to your blood pressure and metabolism. Sweetened coffee drinks seem like a treat, but with whipped cream-flavored syrups and heaps of sugar, they turn what could be a heart-healthy habit into a daily dessert that spikes cholesterol and adds invisible pounds over time. Alcohol, often thought of as a social or relaxing ritual, is far from benign. It raises blood pressure, disrupts the heart's rhythm, and interacts dangerously with many heart medications, while seniors' bodies become less able to process its effects. Flavored milk drinks, beloved for nostalgia or convenience, are often sugar bombs in disguise, their sweetness overwhelming any benefit from calcium or protein and driving cholesterol and diabetes risk even higher. Sweet tea, a staple for many, delivers a sugar rush that can rival or exceed soda, quietly raising blood sugar and weakening artery walls sip by sip. And finally, packaged iced coffee, trendy and convenient, but often containing more sugar than 2 donuts, plus fats and additives that build up in your arteries. Strain your heart and leave you wondering why your health is slipping despite all your good intentions. For every drink on this list, the science is clear and the risk is real. What tastes sweet, smooth, or energizing today could slowly, silently undermine your heart's strength for years to come. Understanding these dangers is the first step in reclaiming your heart health, and it starts with seeing these everyday choices for what they truly are, not just beverages, but powerful forces in the story of your well-being. Science paints a vivid picture of just how much these drinks can impact your heart, often in ways you wouldn't believe until you see the evidence or hear the stories. Let me share what I've witnessed over years of research and patient care. It isn't simply a matter of one sugary beverage or one jolt of caffeine. It's the accumulation, the relentless drip of extra sugar, artificial chemicals, and stimulants into your system day after day, month after month. For example, clinical studies have proven that energy drinks significantly raise blood pressure and increase the risk of irregular heart rhythms, even in people who otherwise feel healthy. I recall one patient, a retired school principal, who believed a daily energy drink was helping him stay active. But after a scary episode of palpitations and dizziness tests revealed his heart was under severe stress, exacerbated by the hidden stimulants in his favorite beverage. Fruit juices touted as a natural choice can spike blood sugar levels just as quickly as soda, accelerating artery damage and weight gain in seniors who are already vulnerable to diabetes and heart disease. Soda's toll is just as severe. Long-term research links daily soda consumption to higher rates of heart attacks and stroke, regardless of whether it's diet or regular. In my clinic, I've seen countless seniors bewildered by rising blood pressure only to discover the root cause was their beloved afternoon soda or sweetened tea. Alcohol, despite claims of mild benefit, is well documented in medical literature to raise triglycerides and disrupt heart rhythms, especially in aging bodies less able to process it. Even those comforting glasses of flavored milk or packaged iced coffee, once viewed as treats, are now recognized by science as drivers of inflammation, cholesterol buildup, and silent artery damage. Behind every statistic is a real person, a grandmother, a grandfather, a friend who suffered not from a single reckless choice, but from years of not knowing the truth about what they were drinking. The science is not just numbers on a page. It is a warning written in the experiences of people just like you. When we listen to these lessons, we give ourselves the power to break the cycle and finally offer our hearts the protection they truly deserve. But knowledge alone isn't enough. What truly changes a life is the ability to turn that knowledge into daily action, one small step at a time. That's why for every drink that threatens your heart, there's a safer, satisfying alternative ready to become your new habit, a habit that not only protects your health, but can also bring joy and comfort into your day. If energy drinks have become your go-to for a quick pick-me-up, consider swapping them for a glass of cold water with a slice of lemon or a cup of unsweetened herbal tea like ginger or peppermint, both of which can boost alertness without straining your heart. Instead of reaching for sugary fruit juices, enjoy a bowl of fresh whole fruit. The natural fiber helps slow down sugar absorption and gives you all the vitamins your body needs without the harmful sugar rush. If soda has been a daily indulgence, sparkling water flavored with a twist of lime or a splash of real fruit juice can provide that same fizzy satisfaction, but with none of the heart-stressing ingredients. For sweetened coffee drinks, try switching to black coffee or coffee with a dash of milk or plant-based creamer, skipping the syrups and whipped cream, and savoring the simple, robust flavor that can be both healthy and invigorating. When it comes to alcohol, the healthiest choice is always moderation, or even better, replacing that nightly drink with a calming herbal tea or sparkling water infused with berries and mint, helping you unwind without putting extra strain on your heart. For those who love flavored milk drinks, plain low-fat or non-fat milk, or unsweetened plant-based milks like almond or oat, can give you all the comfort with none of the excess sugar. Sweet tea, a staple in many homes, can be reinvented as unsweetened tea with lemon or a drizzle of honey if needed, slowly training your taste buds to prefer less sugar. And instead of packaged iced coffee loaded with sugar and fat, try making your own at home. Brewing fresh coffee, cooling it, and pouring over ice with just a splash of milk for a truly heart-friendly treat. These are not sacrifices. They are invitations to rediscover flavor, energy, and well-being, one mindful choice at a time. Every swap, every thoughtful sip is a powerful act of self-care that adds up to a stronger, healthier heart. You are never too old to make a change, and the best time to start is always today. When we take a step back and look at the full picture, it becomes painfully clear how easy it is for the small habits of daily life to slip under our radar and quietly shape our future in ways we never intended. These drinks, the sodas, sweet teas, packaged coffees, flavored milks, even that glass of fruit juice or after-dinner cocktail, don't announce themselves as dangers. They arrive in our routines as comforts, as rituals, as little moments of pleasure or nostalgia. Yet over years, they accumulate their effects, weaving silent threads of risk through our arteries, our blood pressure, our heart rhythms. For so long, these risks have stayed hidden in plain sight because we have trusted what's familiar, assumed that what we see every day on the store shelves or in commercials must be safe, especially if it's marketed as natural diet or light. But my years as a heart doctor and researcher have shown me that the reality is far more sobering. I have witnessed strong, vibrant people lose their vitality not because of dramatic choices, but because of the slow, steady impact of drinks they never questioned. Heart disease, high blood pressure, strokes, these are not lightning strikes, but storms that build over time, fueled by the smallest decisions repeated day after day. That is why recognizing the hidden dangers in these everyday drinks is so critical. It isn't about fear or guilt. It's about finally seeing the patterns that have been shaping your health all along. With awareness comes the power to choose differently, to honor the years your heart has worked for you by making sure that what you drink helps you live not just longer, but stronger and more fully. The truth may be uncomfortable, but it is also the beginning of hope. The first step toward a future where you are in control of your health, one mindful choice at a time. Changing habits can seem overwhelming, especially when it feels like you've been doing things a certain way for decades. But here's the good news: protecting your heart doesn't mean you have to overhaul your entire life overnight or say goodbye to every comfort you've ever known. The most powerful transformations often begin with the smallest, most manageable steps. Maybe today you simply pour yourself a glass of water instead of reaching for that soda at lunch, or you swap your afternoon sweet tea for a mug of unsweetened herbal tea with a slice of lemon. These adjustments might sound insignificant, but in reality, every single change you make sends a powerful signal to your heart and your body that you value your health and your future. Over time, these little choices start to add up. They become new habits that quietly support your heart, reduce your risk of heart disease, and leave you feeling stronger and more energetic than you ever imagined possible at this stage of life. I have seen patients make the journey from feeling powerless to feeling truly in control, not by trying to change everything at once, but by choosing one drink, one meal, one moment at a time. It's not about perfection, but about progress. Give yourself permission to learn to adjust and to celebrate each small victory along the way. Your heart doesn't expect you to be perfect, only that you care enough to make the next right choice. If you ever find yourself discouraged, remember that every new habit starts as a single intentional step. Start with one, just one, then keep going. Before long, you'll look back and realize you've built a new, healthier way of living one sip at a time, and your heart will thank you for every effort, no matter how small. At the heart of this conversation lies a powerful truth: our daily choices, especially those we make without thinking, are writing the story of our health. It's easy to underestimate the impact of a morning cup of sweetened coffee, a midday soda, or an evening glass of wine. After all, these habits are woven into the fabric of American life, bringing comfort, nostalgia, and a sense of routine. But if there is one lesson I hope you take away, it is that even the most familiar routines deserve a second look, especially as we age and our bodies become more vulnerable to the silent threats that accumulate over time. You don't need to make dramatic, sweeping changes overnight to protect your heart. The real secret is in noticing the small things: the sugar hiding in your favorite drinks, the extra calories that creep in through seemingly harmless sips, the way stimulants can tax an aging heart. By starting with one mindful decision each day, swapping soda for sparkling water, choosing unsweetened tea, or reaching for a piece of fruit instead of juice, you are giving yourself the gift of better health and more vibrant years ahead. These are not just sacrifices, but investments in your independence, your ability to enjoy time with your loved ones, and your peace of mind. The journey to heart health is not a sprint. It is a collection of daily steps, each one reinforcing your commitment to a stronger, happier future. So be gentle with yourself as you learn, grow, and adapt. Remember, every positive choice, no matter how small, is a quiet act of self-care that echoes for years to come. You have the wisdom, the experience, and now the knowledge to honor your heart one sip, one day, one healthy habit at a time.